Hey everyone, hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Thembelihle and this discussion is on mental health. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I got excluded from UCT. First of all, why I haven't uploaded anything for so long was because of the fact that opening up about my mental illness wasn't as easy. It was easier said than done. Mental illness is an actual illness. It's an actual sickness. You do know that, right? Like, just because you can't see it does not mean it's not there. It is there. And it's fine if you have it, because you should treat it just like your diabetes, just like your TB, just like your broken leg, because it's just a failing in the parts of your brain that maybe control hormones and control emotions. And find out you might be lacking in like your serotonin or your dopamine. Those hormones might be lacking, so they give you like antidepressants which try and increase those hormones because your emotion regulators are sort of not functioning well. That's just one of the main reasons why depression happens, because it might be an external factors and the internal factors might just be those chemical imbalances that occur. So please know that, and please inform someone, because it's part of our overall health. Mental health is as important as your physical health, as your spiritual health, all of it. Your mental well-being is really important, so definitely you should take care of yourself. So we need to keep the brain healthy, and as much as we're keeping the rest of the body healthy, we need to also keep the brain healthy. So anyways, so how I got excluded from UCT. I am at UCT right now currently. I did fight my way back, like you're supposed to, but where do I start? So with my depression, I was sort of in denial in the beginning when I started getting depression, and when I started getting the symptoms of depression rather, and the symptoms of anxiety. Anxiety, I've had it for a very long time. Never knew I had it. I never knew what I was having or what I was experiencing is called anxiety, but yeah, it was long. It was since I was like 13 years old. I didn't know it was anxiety until like now in my adulthood. And the depression just started in 2017. So I was diagnosed formally by a doctor at about the end of the year. At the end of the year of 2017. 2017 was the pits. It was the ghetto for me. Like, life wasn't it at that time. It wasn't cool. It wasn't fun. It wasn't nice. And my friends know that I sort of disappeared. I disappeared because I was depressed and I was experiencing all the symptoms of just isolating myself and not wanting to be around people. I actually want to get something to show you guys, which is just, I don't know why I keep it. I keep it because there was stuff on it which I wanted out, but that's another story. Yeah, there's stuff on it, but wait. This is it. So this was my very first phone that I got in university, and this was just one of the symptoms of my depression coming out, and this was how it came out. I smashed my phone, and guys, I'm not a phone smasher. Even the one that I have right now has no cracks. I'm not that person. Like, my phone never has cracks. I don't Visa phones. Nope. No, there, I'm blessed. But this happened. The only time my phone ever, the first and last time it worked was, yeah, after this it stopped working. So basically it was just one of the days I was experiencing a breakdown, and it came out in this way, and I was just like, since when am I this person? This thing needs to be addressed. It's obviously an issue, because look at what you're doing, you know, and self-harming, suicidal ideation. Wow, suicidal ideation was a lot. And yeah, so basically 2017 just was a bad year, and academically things were just declining. So previously, first and second year, I was in a good space academically. I was on Dean's Merit List. I was invited to be part of the Golden Key. Like, I was doing well. I enjoyed my academics. I was enjoying UCT. But 2017, I was in such a state that I could not even focus on what was happening at school. Basically, when you also depressed, one of the symptoms is losing interest in the things that you once loved, things that you were once interested in, you lose interest in it. I lost interest in school, which was sort of like the main focus of my life. The main picture in my life was school, but I lost interest, and that sucked because I never understood why am I struggling to focus, or why am I struggling to get this? It's difficult, but why am I just not grasping it at all? There's no desire, or there's no passion to get through it and just to do it. I hated that. I hated that I lost that passion. I lost that desire to work, to do my schoolwork, I lost a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff I stopped doing when my depression started, at the onset of my depression. So yeah, academically things were just now going like this, and work was already harder, so I was just struggling in general with concentrating. I could not concentrate, I could not focus, and I was all over the place, sorry. And I found myself in these, using escapist behavior. I would call it escapism. So this would be excessive use of alcohol, drinking a lot unnecessarily, and smoking a lot unnecessarily, smoking weed a lot, and also just making sure that I do things that are not in line with what I want in my life, I guess. Just escapist, toxic behavior. So I was just not addressing the issue, and obviously I kept on trying to sweep it under the rug that I'm not feeling well. But again, I then what ended up happening was that it just built up. All of those emotions, all of those issues I needed to address, it was just building up. I was depressed. I was experiencing almost all the symptoms, not sleeping. I will make a video about the depression, the symptoms of depression and anxiety. And I just didn't, there was a mountain. There was a mountain forming, guys. And that mountain at some point needs to be addressed. The elephant in the room will need to be addressed. And eventually it caught up to me because academically I was doing bad, and I needed to sort myself out. In order for me to fix my academics, I needed to fix myself too. So I got diagnosed at the end of the year 2017, and I started drinking the pills. At first the side effects were bad, but then later on it became better. So December holidays, I'm home, I'm starting to feel better, starting to feel like myself again and stuff like that. I take my pills every day and stuff like that. So no, you don't know. I started feeling better. So I thought, nah, man, I don't need these pills. And someone who I'm very close to told me, man, you shouldn't be drinking pills. Apparently those depression pills make you crazy and stuff like that. And people will always have opinions, guys. People will always have opinions. And some of these opinions are wrong, because this person who told me this wasn't even a doctor. At least a doctor tell you that. People just from outside, people will always have something to say. And if they are not qualified or experienced in that area, don't listen to them like I did. Please don't. Please. So yeah, I made them influence me, and by January 2018, I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm going to stop drinking these pills. And I'm going to take care of my mental health. I can do it myself, man. It's just mental health. It's not something that's serious. Ooh, guys, was I not wrong? Was I not wrong? So that January, I then experienced my first fail of a course. I was wishing I have never failed in my life, and that was failing of a whole course. And I was just like, really not. I was really not. I wasn't in a good place. But I was like, I'm gonna pick myself up. It's fine. I'll redo the course. I might have extended my degree, but I'm gonna be fine. It's fine. These things happen. So I'm just like, I'm gonna be stronger. I'm gonna be better. And I couldn't do certain courses. So first semester I was only doing 2 courses. I wasn't taking care of my mental health though. I was doing everything else but it. I became an expert on Tinder. I knew what to say. I was always talking to someone. Lol. I'm judging myself. Please don't judge me too much, guys. I'm only human. So I just became an expert at things that I'm not supposed to be being an expert in. What was important was my academics, and I wasn't focusing on my academics, which I needed to focus on. So June, around May, I started experiencing all the depressive episodes again and all the depressive symptoms. So I know what they are right now. So I knew what it is that I'm going through. And I I went to my psychologist and I was like, yeah, dude, I stopped taking the pills. It's like, why? Don't, why? How? But yeah, I then came to the conclusion, okay, yeah, I was wrong. I shouldn't have stopped taking those pills. I shouldn't have stopped attending therapy. I should have continued. I was wrong. And right now, academically, in Diakowa, I haven't been doing okay because it was just going more and more down. I was just doing 2 courses that year and I was just struggling to handle it. I was struggling to balance it. I had no interest in them actually. And even though I wanted to finish off, I still couldn't I was just not motivated. I was being a kanugi, guys. You know when you're like, I'm not less. I'm kanugi. Being a kanugi, guys. And then fast forward to June exams, I didn't write those 2 exams because I got an anxiety attack in the middle. So like before exams were starting, like while exams were approaching, the anxiety skyrocketed to a point where I couldn't function normally. And that's the point where anxiety is no longer fine, when anxiety cripples you from doing the normal things. I struggled with it. I had an anxiety attack in the middle of an exam, and I decided I'm not going to write the other exams. So yeah, I'm not writing these exams. So those are the 2 exams. Second semester, I only had 2 courses. So basically, when I was doing those courses, so second semester, I was sort of starting to try and heal. And it was okay, but it wasn't the best. Started taking the pills. My mood was sort of like better, stabilized, I'd say. And I guess if you know me, I'm just a happy person. So I also know how to pretend to be happy. And I mastered pretending. I mastered pretending to be happy when you're around people. And that's like the saddest of it, because you don't really express how you feel. You don't express that you're not in a good space. So people just think you're in a good space when you're actually not, because we're all just hiding behind these smiles. But again, I went through second semester. I was doing another 2 courses, and then I failed one. At the end of the year, I failed one of them. And never mind the fact that I have to write 2 exams in January because I didn't write them in June. So I had to write the 2 exams in January. But then December 2018, my mom got a stroke. My mom gets sick. She gets a stroke, and I'm home, and it's scary. It was just the fear of almost losing your mom, I guess. And at that time, luckily, I was with a very supportive partner, which I'm highly grateful for still, because I was not okay. I was not okay, and I was trying to do my best, but I could not focus on anything. So you remember I have exams in January, but I couldn't focus. I couldn't, because you're so worried about, I sort of had to take on everything that my mom usually does. You know, she's the one who's usually keeping the house clean, cooking and stuff like that. So now you're just like, I can't be looking at that. You know, I can't be looking at my academics. I need to take care of home. Like, I'm the girl here at home, and I want to take care, and we don't want to stress my mom in any way. And so we had to sort of up our game. And yeah, we did. But I wasn't looking at anything UCT related. So approaching the end of December, I decided, let me go through my emails. You know, I haven't checked out my emails and stuff like that. And when I check out my emails, I find this email. You are not academically eligible to continue. And in my head, I'm writing, how? Like, how? Where? How? Me? I thought it was really hard to get excluded, but I just saw academically not eligible to continue there written. Basically excluded. How? I haven't even written my 2 exams in January. And then only do I start looking at what the criteria is for one to be academically allowed to continue the following year. And I think according to the Commerce faculty of UCT, you need to pass at least 3 courses. So far, by November, I had only passed 1 and had 2 more to write in January. And I needed to make sure I passed them. So the pressure was real. The pressure was a lot. When January was the most devastating year ever. I first had to reply to this email, having to contact my psychologist. Dude, I need you to write me a letter to explain how I've got depression and how it hasn't helped academically with me, because it did affect me academically and stuff like that, because I was seeing a psychologist and a psychiatrist, bloody expensive. And yeah, they did that, writing letters explaining why, please don't let me out, and don't. Then I had to focus on exams now, quickly try and write those 2 exams. When I wrote out of the 2 exams, I failed 1. Away. Now obviously you don't qualify. Now you are academically not eligible to continue, so now you definitely need to be begging your way in. I wrote more letters. UCT, please, can go to, like, I can't. And yeah, that was it. That's how I got excluded from UCT and fought my way to be allowed to come back to UCT. I was not academically eligible to continue. And this was really difficult for me because academics have always been like my strong points. What are you good at? It was usually academics. And it was sort of like who I am was centered around academics. And now I had to change myself to become the person, the thing which you thought defines you has been stripped off. Basically, that's what happened. Academics was what defined me and was stripped off of me, and I now needed to stabilize myself. I was definitely not in a good space. By January 2019, I was just like, I'm giving up on life. It doesn't want me, because I guess what I had set my foundation on of who I am or what I am about had been ripped away from me. The wall and the safety net of being academically doing well had been taken away. So yeah, that is my story. Sometimes life will strip you apart. Sometimes life will strip you of what you think defines you and show you that you are more than just that. And that was what I learned out of that. I am more than just my academics. So I started seeing myself differently. After all those breakdowns, after all those crying, those sleepless nights, all the depression, after being like going into a mental institute, coming back out, because that was all part of working on myself so that I can find sort of a new who am I or what am I about, because the academics part, which was such a pillar for me, had been stripped away, and I had to redefine myself. And that's sometimes what life does to you. That's sometimes what the universe is doing to you. It's telling you, I'm going to take this away from you because I need you to learn this. And I learned a lot of resilience. I learned a lot of patience. I learned a lot of understanding. And there's so many lessons that you learn from failure. Lessons that just come out of failing and not doing well at something you thought you would do well in. So, yes! I'm done with my video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please like and subscribe and follow and subscribe and comment. Please comment with what you guys would like to know about mental health. Say something, just say something. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Bye.